Just less than 12 months after Trump had classified some seized documents at Mar-a-Lago, these top-secret files were found in Joe Biden's garage. What's next for the president? Could this really wreck his presidency? That's what we'll be looking at in today's video. But before we begin, make sure you like this video and hit the subscribe icon. Let's go! CBS broke the news on November 2nd that those lawyers saw a small number of secret documents in a locked storage closet. Classified files recovered from the President of the United States, Joe Biden's former private office, reportedly include some vital material marked top secret. According to the BBC's U.S. partner CBS News, papers with the highest classification level were among about 10 files bearing the president's name. CBS reports that about 20 classified files were recovered between the two locations, citing a confidential federal law enforcement official with the investigation. The papers only began coming to light in news reports, but they found the first batch at the Penn Biden Center, Mr. Biden's former institute in Washington, D.C., back in November. This happened days before the midterm elections, seeing Republicans narrowly win control of the United States House of Representatives. It was also revealed that Biden's aides had found a secret cache of files in a garage and adjacent room at his private home in Wilmington, Delaware. No fewer than 10 classified documents were found. According to CBS, none were top secret. We should understand that the United States classification has 3 basic levels. We have the confidential, the secret, and the top secret. A leak of top-secret information could bring about exponentially grave damage. As the president hosted Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida at the White House, he ignored various questions from journalists regarding the growing controversy. Mr. Biden, who initially described his predecessor Donald Trump's alleged misgoverning of classified material as totally irresponsible, explained to the reporters that the documents were locked in a garage next to his Chevrolet Corvette sports car. When asked for what he thought after seeing an image of top-secret documents from his administration, Joe Biden didn't hold back. He solemnly told NBC News a year ago how that could possibly happen, how anyone could be that irresponsible, and I thought, what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods? Just totally irresponsible. It is safe to say that his words have now come back to haunt him, and he might now have to regret his strong words, which could be the understatement of the year as Washington, D.C. is concerned. President Biden was plunged into what may appear to be the most severe crisis of his presidency when they named a special counsel to investigate how 2 batches of classified documents were found at his home in Wilmington, Delaware. It was believed that these batches of documents have been in his possession when he was still the vice president. Of course, where these documents were found was not in a secured office in the Capitol, so there has to be an explanation. Whatever gods are scripting America's political drama these days, they sure do have a sense of humor, the Wall Street Journal wryly observed. Even Biden's allies in the United States media had to concede that the president was in a tight spot, compounding the initial mess-up by obviously trying to cover it up from the public. CNN also reported that scandal fever grips the White House, which is definitely not false. Hank Johnson, the Democrat congressman, also illustrated the desperation of his party to find an explanation by proposing that there was every possibility that the documents could have been planted. He told Fox News that things could be planted in places and then discovered conveniently. Robert Hur, who happened to be a former senior official in the Justice Department when Trump was still the president, will also lead the investigation. This could depict dozens of questioning and searches of other Biden properties. Sadly for Biden, it has been reported that police have already quizzed several of Mr. Biden's former aides. Mr. Biden's Attorney General, Merrick Garland, noted that the extraordinary circumstances of the situation, namely investigating a sitting president, asked him to take the extra step of putting an independent prosecutor in the office. Another special counsel of Mr. Garland, Jack Smith, has also been investigating the former president, Mr. Trump, for allegedly transferring hundreds of classified and secret files to his Florida home after leaving the White House in 2021. While Donald Trump faces possible criminal charges, he has also dismissed the investigation with characteristic chutzpah. He said it was only to get a political smear campaign. Regarding Trump documents, both sets of the ones found in Mr. Biden's possession should have been released to the United States National Archives when he stepped down as vice president in 2017 at the end of the Obama administration. Sympathetic media outlets and even the Democrats have repeatedly pointed out the differences between the cases of Trump and Biden. All right, Trump took away many more documents and argued for months about returning them. However, many Americans are not buying his words as they feel it's pointless. The president himself could have been more impressive as regards to the situation. Mr. Biden held an event to announce the falling inflation, raising consumer confidence. He was about to mount the stage when his lawyers revealed that the second batch of secret and classified papers had been found in his Delaware home. However, instead of facing questions about the economy, the president was rather asked why these papers had been stored next to his cherished 1967 Corvette Stingray. According to them, this situation may lead to shameless hypocrisy on Biden's part if it turns out to be true. We're saying this because he didn't know the documents were there, as sources reportedly insist. According to him, their discovery amazed him, and he also claims he didn't know what was even inside those documents. Biden says they were turned over to the National Archives immediately after they were found. Even if he does not know, it can only signify a high level of incompetence from an 80-year-old leader. Either way, it's indeed a major blow to his credibility. These controversies threaten to hobble his legislative agenda and overshadow his campaign if he decides to stand for re-election in 2024 as expected. There is no doubt that this will also destroy any chances of bringing Trump to book over his stash of classified documents. However, he promised a further update soon, only for his attorney general to announce some hours later the appointment of Mr. Hur as a special counsel, which is a decision that severely limits what more the president can say. Remember, we're talking about a president who has extensive foreign policy experience and has always portrayed himself as a skilled and highly experienced national security expert. People also know him to have a safe pair of hands regarding diplomatic and intelligence matters. However, all the information his lawyers revealed before the crucial midterm elections in November can only add to the whiff of scandal that surrounds the Biden camp. Mr. Biden had always used the office in 2017 when he stepped down from being the vice president and in 2019 when he started his presidential campaign. Richard Sauber, White House lawyer, said the president has cooperated totally with the Justice Department's review and will keep doing so. We are confident that a thorough review will show that these documents were inadvertently misplaced and the president and his lawyers acted promptly upon discovering the mistake, he said. This is a huge legal mess that could affect his second-term presidential running, and the fact that Donald Trump has also announced he'll run for president in 2024 is big enough to cast a shadow on whoever will face off in next year's election. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.